Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Monday, August 1st. So happy Monday. Happy August. Um, so summer is progressing along. I'm off work today. I have actually been pretty productive and busy. So this weekend was good. Friday, I got done work at a reasonable time. And what I wound up doing, I still had a lot of like work stuff to do, details and things for jobs. Bill got home and his new cell phone arrived on Friday. So I went ahead and set that up for him, got that all set up and that all done. And I did finish my junk journal page, the mermaid. And I decided not to use the enamel dots. So they wound up just not looking right or being too big. I will use them for something else though, because I really do like using them. So, but the layout I did, again, a lot of the layouts that I do for this junk journal don't wind up turning out how I envision them in my mind. So I kind of have an open mind now when I go into it and do these, and kind of let it progress how it's going to progress. So this wound up being a 2-page layout. Okay. So here is the stitching. What I wound up using for the bubbles is some pearls that I had that I used in my coloring book pages. So I think it turned out really good. It's hard. It looks better in person. So I used this scrapbook paper, and this is one of the little, elements that it had. I was a mermaid in my previous life, can't you tell? And then this page, so the flowers were already on this page. And I was like, oh, they had such cool stickers. So I added 2 mermaid stickers, the jellyfish, octopus, whatever, some fish, a seahorse. Yeah, so I think it wound up turning out so very cute. Absolutely love how this turned out. And all I did to glue the pearls on there was I have a tacky glue that is like a pen, in a pen form, and that's all I did was I would dab it on there, kind of wipe it off so it's not too much glue, and just press it down. Worked perfect. And where I put them is where the stitches were supposed to be. So I just looked at the cover page of, the model and just followed that. I think it turned out really good. So my next piece is the My Birthstone is a Coffee Bean by Linen and Quartz Studio. And the pattern, when I did my first video on it, it wasn't available anymore on Etsy. I don't know why. Well, I do know why now, because someone must have alerted her that I had mentioned the pattern, and she emailed me a new link. She was changing the spacing on it. So it is linked in the description box. You can go buy it. So here is what it looks like stitched. Of course, I'm stitching mine on the 18 count perforated paper. I did a lot of stitching this weekend and yesterday. So get ready, because I'm almost finished it. I know, right? Yeah, I know. And I did change the washi tape. Remember I said I was going to look for a different washi tape? I absolutely love this washi tape. So purple with white dots. So I got done quite a bit. All I have left to stitch is the word Birthstone, which goes here, and then to fill in the coffee bean. That's it. So I will stitch some more tonight, probably. Doesn't it look so cute, though? Absolutely love it. And it uses 8 colors, believe it or not, because in the coffee bean, there's like 4 or 5 colors. Like, it's a shaded coffee bean. You're going to be able to tell it's a coffee bean for sure. So, love that. And I'm pretty sure the scrapbook layout stuff that I bought for that is coming today. So, and my next piece is going to be that heart that looks like Carolyn Manning designs, but it's not a Carolyn Manning designs. That's the last one I had picked out, to take to the retreat. So Saturday came and Bill was fishing. I had a massage, which was glorious. And oh my God, really funny story. So normally when the massage is over, my therapist, who I thought was in her early 40s, and it was confirmed. Normally she'll say, thank you, I'll meet you in the office. There's like a small office where you go to pay, make your next appointment, but all the therapists share the office. So if someone has a massage the same time you do, you can it can be like a traffic jam. It normally isn't. However, I normally have my massages at 9 a.m., which is when they open. This one was at 11, so there was a bunch of people in there, right? So when I come out of the room, she's standing like right there, and I'm like, oh, we have to wait. And so when the massage starts, she always asks, is there anything else we need to work on? And I don't know, I had hurt my back. I don't know if it was at the retreat, sleeping funny in the hotel bed, bending over, leaning over to look at the pattern, 1,000 times over the weekend, tweaked my back. And so I said I had went to a needlework retreat. She thought I said NATO. And when I came out and we were standing there, she's like, did you say you went to a NATO retreat? And I'm like, no, I went to needlework. She's like, I was wondering, like, what do you do for your job? I was like, I have nothing to do with NATO. No. So when I said needlework, then we started talking about it for a few minutes, and she said, oh, cross stitch. And I said, yeah. She goes, my mom used to do that. And I said, I've been doing it since I was 11, and I'm 48 now. I said, so a good 30 some years. And she says, you're 48? And she looked at me like, what? I said, yeah, I turned 48 in May. She says, oh my God, I thought you were younger than me. She's 42. She said, I thought you were in your 30s. So that made me feel pretty good. We had a good little laugh about that. I was like, no, I'm 48. Yeah. And she was just like, I can't believe it. She goes, I thought you were younger than me. Let's go, right? So did that, came home, and I got home and was in the shower and getting ready when Bill came home from fishing. And he got home about 1:30, I want to say. And he had told me that him and the guy he went fishing with, they were going to go look at some guns. There were a couple of gun stores in our area, and now that the law has been passed in Maryland that you can carry a weapon, these stores are opening up. So he came home, we talked for a few minutes. I talked to the guy that was with him, and he was gone for another hour and a half. He didn't get back home till 3 o'clock. So I've been stitching. I actually started watching the movie Senior Year on Netflix with Rebel Wilson. Why did it take me so long to watch that movie? Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. I also watched the first 2 episodes of the 2nd season of American Horror Stories. A++. Loved them. Especially the second one. I really like the second one, and it makes me look at my Ring doorbell in a different light. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. OMG. So good. So cannot wait to see the rest of the stories, because last season of this show, I want to say there were 7 stories, and I only liked 3 of them. So far, I've loved both. So highly recommend that too. So Saturday came and went, and Sunday our plan was to grocery store and then Costco, because we needed paper plates. We needed a bunch of stuff. So we actually went to breakfast at Friendly's Sunday morning. And man, what I've come to realize is I cannot eat greasy, junky food anymore. I had sausage links, some toast, some eggs, and some home fries. I felt so sick, for a good, where I had to drive home because I was afraid I was going to be sick, because I get car sick. So I drove home from the grocery store, and I drove up and back to Costco. So I told him, I said, man, I can't eat that stuff anymore, which is fine, right? But man, I really, really have to be careful. So at the grocery store, now, I'm a firm believer, you know this, and that things happen for a reason, and you're led to things for different reasons. My brother's birthday is Wednesday, so I wanted to get him a birthday card. I don't normally mail him a birthday card. I will text him and say happy birthday. That's not how we are. We don't mail cards or gifts. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to mail him a card this year. So we had to go down a different aisle than we normally go down in the grocery store. We normally do not go down this aisle. Well, Bill was joking and saying, well, I'm not going to turn around. We're just going to go straight, because this is like the aisle too. It has like housewares and things like that. So we're going up the aisle and I see this end cap and it has this on it. Clearly Canadian sparkling water beverage. This was popular like in the 90s. Do you guys remember this? When I saw this, I stopped short and I was like, you have got to be kidding. I have not seen this in a store long time. And I remember I like this. Now, I do not like plain sparkling water. I don't like the seltzer like LaCroix. I don't like any of those. I bought one of these. Now, there are calories in this. There are 90 calories in the whole bottle. And the flavor is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's perfect. So I came home and I had it with dinner and I said to him, now they sell these individually. They're not like in a 4-pack or anything like that. It's individually. So I told him, I said, you know, I'm off work on Monday. I said, I'm going to go back to the grocery store and I'm going to buy all the bottles they had because they didn't have that many. So I went back today and I bought like 13 bottles of it. He's going to come home and look in the refrigerator and be like, what did you do? Because I'm just afraid that, you know, when you find something you really like, I'm afraid I'm going to go back and they're not going to be there. And they have a couple different flavors. Like the peach is like my favorite flavor, but they have wild cherry, country raspberry, and then like a blackberry something. So I bought this flavor. I bought almost every bottle. I think I did buy every bottle of this flavor they had. But the other ones I just bought a couple. So yeah, I have like 14, 13 bottles of this. So good though, if you remember. So I went on Amazon and I was like, oh, I'll try to get it on there. Now, before you like react when I tell you how much this costs, it's $2 per bottle. Yes, I know that is not savvy, cost efficient. I have been doing really well here in the past, I would say, month on buying stuff, spending money. I haven't really bought anything unnecessary. This is necessary. And I don't have to justify my spending to anybody, but I'm just saying, when you think about the money I've spent on these drinks, so I spent like $46 at the grocery store today. Bought 13 bottles times 13 times, no. They got to be more than no, they're $2.49. Yeah, I spent like $46. Maybe I bought more than 13. Whatever. It's like $2.42, $2.40 a bottle. Yes, I know. For some of you, that's crazy pants. So good though. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of these at dinner. That's going to be like my treat at dinner. So good. Anyway, I went on Amazon. Okay, to give you a reference, I went on Amazon and they were selling 4 bottles of that for $20. I'm not paying $5 a bottle. No. So cuckoo crazy, $5 a bottle. There's no way. So then we came home and we went to Costco. Now, I had told Bill I had been wanting to make smoothies. You guys know this. Cindy sent me a smoothie recipe book. There's tons of recipes online. And I knew that Costco had also had this frozen, packs of frozen like kale, spinach, tropical fruits, already like portioned out. So you literally just throw it in there. If you want to add milk or whatever, water, whatever. So I told Bill, I said, I want to look at Costco and see if there's like some kind of smoothie mixer. I mean, I have a blender. I didn't want a blender. I wanted a mixer. You know what I mean? They had the NutriBullet and it was $100 and it comes with a blender attachment. But what I really liked was the bullet part. So he was like, if you want to get it, it's fine. So we got it. I had bought some smoothie, like Keto by Dole smoothie mix at the grocery store. Bill said, I want some smoothies too. So we got like a bag of frozen fruit that was like mango, peach, all kinds of stuff. And I told him, I said, instead of using, like there are people that use almond milk. I said, instead of using milk, I said, I would like to use that Too Good yogurt I like, where it's only got 2 grams of sugar in it. So I bought some yogurt. And when I came home, I made us a smoothie. Oh my God, perfection. So good. So I'm probably going to have one a little bit later because I only had a small salad for lunch today. But so excited. And then you press the extract button and it just whips it right up. And man, it was fantastic. Now you have to be careful of how much ice and water and stuff you add because it can like jam it up. But yeah, we spent quite a bit of money at Costco, but it wasn't like we bought stuff, unnecessary things, right? We got a bunch of stuff for dinners. And then we came home, and we got home, I want to say 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I told him, I said, I'm going to cut up all the salad vegetables because the problem with me, why I don't normally have salad during the day, during the week, is the preparation. So I took some time and I cut up all the cucumber, cut up all the tomatoes, cut up the lettuce, did all that. So literally all I had to do today was pull out the containers, put it in a bowl, done. So that was good. Food prep can be time consuming, but can be really nice during the week. So we did that and I was like tuckered out. I did some stitching, but then went downstairs, relaxed. We had dinner. We actually bought some key lime pie at Costco. It's a bit much. I had to like scrape some of the pie filling off. The graham cracker crust was phenomenal, but yeah, too much lime. Good though, still good. And then today, so got up today. I've still been reading my book, The It Girl by Ruth Ware. It's a long book. It's like 424 pages. I have about 100 pages left, and it's getting, I have to find out, how it ends. So yeah, I'll do some more stitching today. And a little change though, as far as, well, first of all, my hair. Okay, I'm not changing my hair. My hair's great. But what I wanted to say was I've been trying to put less heat on my hair. I really, since all the bleaching I did and all of that, I really have been trying to give my hair a break. And that means from heat also. I wash my hair every third day. That is the most heat that I put on my hair is when I wash it. Now, what I've started to do, and I did it today, I can't do it every time. But today I took a shower, got dressed, and put, like I use leaf and flower 7-minute blowout where it does something where it takes less time to dry your hair, but it smells fantastic. It's really nourishing. So, excuse me, I put that on my hair, combed it, and then I vacuumed. I did some stuff for work, and my hair, I let my hair air dry about 70%, which went a long way to not having heat on my hair because it only took me like 1 minute to dry it. And then I curl it. Now, when I use the curling iron, which my favorite curling iron is that Conair one for fine hair. It's got like the not lime green, like a mint green or teal. Silicone is the iron part. So when I curl my hair like this will last for 2 days. Like tomorrow I'll get up and I'll gently comb it out and just put some hairspray and be done. I won't add any more heat. So I feel like I was curling my hair every single day or straightening it or doing something like that. So I am feeling really good about my hair. Definitely feels healthier than it did. And yeah, okay. So this is something I've been contemplating for like the last 2 weeks. And I finally today just made the decision. I haven't felt good about the unfuck yourself entries, the calendar entries here for a couple weeks. So I'm not going to read them anymore. Yeah. Instead, I am still going to read A Small Miracle Story. But what I'm going to also read, there's a book that I bought by Donna Ashworth called I Wish I Knew, which are poems to soothe your soul and strengthen your spirit. I'm telling you, the past couple weeks, I really feel like my thinking has just changed about a lot of stuff where I feel like I'm less negative. I don't get mad in traffic anymore. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And on Sunday, I even bought a Bible. Yes, I know. I really wanted the Joyce Meyer Everyday Life Bible because she interprets the passages and like applies them to regular life. On Amazon, the new version of it, paperback was $22. And I was like, I bet I can get it used. Found it on eBay for $6. Yeah. Now, what I think I'm going to do when I get it, I found a place on Etsy that makes custom fabric covers. I think I'm going to make a fabric cover for it because I really want to start reading it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've been more at peace these last couple weeks than I have in a really long time. So, which is awesome. But I'm going to be reading a poem every day in addition to the Small Miracle Story. So let's read the Small Miracle Story for today, which is only 2 pages. In 1939, Japanese diplomat Chiune Sugihara, and man, I don't know if I murdered that or not, who was stationed in Lithuania during one of the darkest times in human history, saved thousands of Polish Jews from the Nazis by issuing transit visas to them. Defying his own government, he wrote visas day and night, even scribbling them by hand and passing them through a train window as he departed Lithuania. His bold and extraordinary act of heroism was largely unknown and unsung in the immediate aftermath of the war. For many years, he occupied an obscure footnote in history until survivors who had been rescued by Sugihara began to emerge from the silence of their post-Holocaust shock and started telling his story. Soon, his courage and greatness were being celebrated all over the world, catching the attention of the mass media and inspiring several authors to write books describing the actions of the Japanese Schindler. Did you see Schindler's List? Oh my. Yeah, I saw that when the movie came out. Meanwhile, the Israeli government was gathering names of courageous rescuers whose efforts it wished to repay. One of the ways the Jewish state attempted to acknowledge its debt was by giving rescuers and their families sanctuary and lifelong pensions. Wow. Another more symbolic way was by planting trees in their honor. When Sugihara's valor came to light, Israeli officials immediately made plans to plant a cherry grove as was customary in his memory. But suddenly, in an uncommon move, officials rescinded the order. They decided that in keeping with the breathtaking scope of Sugihara's actions, cherry trees were an inappropriate symbol. They opted instead for a grove of cedar trees, deciding that cedar was sturdier and had holier connotations, having been used in the first temple. It was only after they had planted the trees that the astonished officials learned for the first time that Sugihara in Japanese means cedar grove. So the comment, does a name confer a certain destiny? Is our fate formed by the name we are given at birth? While many people scoff at this concept, there are others who are quite careful, indeed even fanatical, about the names they select for their offspring, believing that sufficient evidence exists to strongly suggest just such a link. Wow. That's amazing that they changed it and they didn't even know that his name meant that. So, awesome. Okay. So the author's note, Donna Ashworth's note at the beginning of this book, says, think of this as a little manual of life based on the things I learned at rock bottom. Each time you come up against a new speed bump, pick this up, choose a random page, and let it remind you what you probably already know deep down inside. Let it be your little light when the world gets too dark. I would like that. I would like that very much indeed. And I follow her on Facebook, and every day she posts one of these poems too. So I'm just going to go in order, though, of the poems. And there's a lot of them in here. So the very first poem is the title of the book, called I Wish I Knew. I wish I knew from the start that self-esteem is a homegrown virtue, and you must never plant those precious seeds in someone else's garden. I wish I knew at every step that all those seeds truly require in order to bloom is approval from yourself. Yes, I wish I knew way back then that self-approval is their sunlight, peace is their soil, and love is their rain. And all the other things can come and go like the seasons and the wind. I wish I knew all along that those seeds can grow so tall, so fierce, and so strong, like the most beautiful sunflowers if the conditions are right. or they can wither away to weed and husk if neglected. I wish I knew a lifetime ago that no matter how much of the world I scoured, I would not find a better garden than the one I could grow myself if only I knew how. And I wish for you to know this too, so you can grow and water you. Meaning, there are so many times I think that we look for affirmation and approval from anyone else but ourselves. We look for everything outside of ourselves. And think about it. You're born alone. I mean, your mother is there, obviously. But, the best relationship you need to have is with yourself, besides a higher power, I think. You take you wherever you are, every relationship, every job, every house you live in, every whatever. So I've spent so much of my adult life trying to change how I am, lose weight, just hating certain parts of myself. And I am so done with that. You have no idea. Not that that means weakness or that means I'm not going to try to improve myself. That's not what that means at all. That just means I finally come to the agreement that I like myself, that I'm a pretty awesome person, right? And so are you. So I think if we just did more of that, just appreciated ourselves so much more, the world would be a much happier place. So go forth and love yourself, right? But that book is phenomenal. I'm so glad that I bought it, and I'm going to like reading those poems so much to you guys. So I hope you guys are all having a good Monday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.